Welcome to SBS World News Australia online for Thursday the 27th of September. I'm Lauren Pedersen. Security forces in Burma have killed at least 4 protesters, including 3 Buddhist monks. But despite blunt warnings from the military junta against ongoing protests, thousands of people have defied heavy security to take to the streets once more.
The day starts calmly. Buddhist monks marching through the crowds to applause and cheers. All are openly defying the military. But at key points across the city, the army and police are getting ready. Burma's regime is about to show its true face. Then the gunfire starts. And the panic. Before long, a cloud of tear gas has enveloped the distant Yangon pagoda, Burma's most sacred Buddhist site and a rallying point for the monks. Suddenly, the police start to move in, the moment caught by a hidden camera. An eyewitness gave us this account of the clashes.
They were rounded up and charged with bentons by the police. The monks responded merely by reciting prayers. People fled from the scene. About 30 monks were badly hurt and hospitalized.
The crowds try to escape down side streets. These exclusive pictures capture the panic. Bullets fired in the air. Then the blast of tear gas grenades. Some stop to vent their fury on a motorbike they think belongs to a police spy. Despite the violence around the Yangon pagoda, a few miles away, huge crowds still gather, walking peacefully past the British Embassy.
At one point, we had almost 10,000 of them outside this embassy. There was a nucleus of monks, and it's the monks that have led this from the outset. They were entirely peaceful. They stopped, many of them outside. They were being followed by 4 military trucks, but the military did not stop them marching.
The military knows its actions are being watched abroad. It's failed to block the internet, and now images of the violence are spreading around the world. But will that make Burma's reclusive regime show more restraint?
So even though I put out the news or everything outside the wall, they don't actually care for them. They don't even think twice to kill people. This is the way that they are.
After today's clashes, the monks nurse their wounds. Cracked heads, a student overwhelmed by tear gas. But his colleagues insist they'll fight on. This democracy activist was only released from jail earlier this year, yet he refuses to give up. I'm doing it for democracy, he says. And look at the defiance on his face. This uprising is not over yet. Today's violence will have come as no surprise to people in Burma. They know all too well what the regime is capable of. But the truth is, this was little more than a skirmish. A much bigger, more dangerous confrontation now seems almost inevitable.